Hi, and welcome to Peak District SEO Tips. This is going to be a new section that I'm going to be doing to help small business owners with their website SEO. This is just going to be small tips which come straight from the blog. If you haven't read the blog, go over to peakdistrictseo.co.uk/blog and you can read the articles there. But these are just quick tasters that are going to whet your appetite and get you fired up about your website. So without further ado, what I thought we'd look at first is website images. Everyone knows that website images can make your website, but what everyone doesn't realize is website images can also break your website. So many people put form over function, and I'm telling you now, if you're running a website, while images can attract new users and entice people to your website, if that website is slow loading, they will leave, they will bounce, and they will never come back. So what you've got to do really is focus on optimizing your images. Now, optimizing your images can mean many things. Let's think about size. There are two types of size when we're talking about images on websites. There's the physical size, i.e. how wide is it and how tall is it? That's a physical size. And then there's the file size. And the two things are not connected, not directly. Okay, so don't get confused between physical size and file size. An example of physical size would be 1024 pixels by 786. Okay, that's the physical size, how big it is on the screen. But how many megabytes is this image? How many kilobytes is this image? That is the file size. And the file size really matters because it's the file size that affects the download speed. So your users who come to your website expect your website to load quickly. Now, if your images have got huge file sizes, your website will not load quickly. It will load slowly. So you've got to think about this. You cannot just take images from your digital camera and upload them onto the website and then expect your users to download them and have a great user experience, because that's just not going to happen. You have to take those images, whether they be from a professional's camera or whether they be from your work digital camera or whether they be from your mobile phone, and you have to optimize those images. Now, I'm not going to make any special recommendations particularly about what software you should use to optimize those images. There are websites where you can optimize your images. Just Google it. There is software that you can purchase and download and run on your computer, laptop, and optimize images. And there's even stuff that you can use on your cell phone/mobile phone. So whichever floats your boat. My personal choice is invest the money in a good piece of software. I use Photoshop. That's not me name dropping. I find Photoshop is the most versatile tool that I could use for my business. Obviously, it's not cheap. The reason I like Photoshop is because it has a function in it called Save for Web. So I can import those images, whether they be from a digital camera or a stock image that I've purchased, and I can take it, resize it to the size that suits me best, and then I can also go to File, Save for Web, and it will compress it to a level that is suitable for what I'm trying to do. Another thing that's really important about website images is using the right type of images. Now, if you are taking a photograph, that photograph should really appear on your website as a JPEG, .jpg or .jpeg. JPEGs for photographs. If you want to add logos or banners, icons on your site, then you need to make them PNG files. These are usually graphics rather than photographs, and the compression rate on them is much higher and the file size is much lower. If you should engage a good web designer, or maybe you employ one anyway in your company, then the web designer should, and I say should, know how to deploy sprites. Sprites is just one big image with lots of icons all over it, and then they use mathematical coordinates to define which icon will appear and where on the page. Now, I spoke about banners just back there. What I want to say about banners is be careful. If you're going to deploy your company name or your brand name or your product name on the banner and nowhere else on the page, then you could run into search engine optimization issues. This is because search engines come to the page and they read the copy on the page. They cannot always read the words embedded in an image. So Don't say to me, oh, my homepage only has one big image and it's not ranking. That's because the search engine isn't crawling it and it doesn't know what it is, okay? Now, I have seen some terribly named images over the years. It's really commonplace for people to take a load of photos of products. Now, those images take their name from whatever the digital camera names them. The most common being DSC00151156 or something like that. Now, that's a terrible naming convention, but it makes perfect sense to a digital camera. Now, what you have to do is name the images to match what the product is. So if you are taking a photo of a green running shoe, name that image green-running-shoe.jpg, or even better, green-salmon-running-shoe.jpg. That level of information helps the search engine to know you are talking about a green Salomon running shoe. Also, do not use spaces when naming images. I won't go into the detail of it, but Google finds it hard to read the name of the image and it looks terrible. Okay, so what else can you do to help your website images work for you? Well, realistically, the final thing is add alt tags. Alt tags are incorrectly named. They're actually alt attributes. It's just a little piece of text that goes after the name of the image in the website code. When you add the image to your website, most CMS or content management platform systems will ask you, what is the alt tag for this image? Alt meaning alternative. So if your image is a green Salomon shoe, the alt text could be green Salomon running shoe. It's a great way to insert keywords into your page copy, and it also helps people who use accessibility software, like people who are blind or partially sighted, and it also helps your SEO. So make sure you add those alt tags to your product images or your blog post images. So that's pretty much it for my quick fire tips on optimizing images for your website. The one thing I will say to conclude is make sure that your users can share those images on Pinterest or on Instagram or whatever. If you can get some social media sharing buttons onto that page, then people will also share the images. When you've got your site populated with images, make sure your designer runs it through some tests to make sure it's mobile friendly and that it loads quick on a desktop computer. If you've got all that right, you're on the right path. I hope you found this useful. My name's Phil Gregory and I'm the director of Peak District SEO. If you're based in the East Midlands or even anywhere in Britain and you need SEO help, come and have a chat with me. It's honest, it's down to earth, straightforward chat to help you grow your online business. Visit peakdistrictseo.co.uk. Thanks for listening. And if you found this podcast useful, then like and subscribe.